Well, hello. Welcome to the History Channel. On tonight's episode, we will be taking a look at a very influential psychologist from antiquity. His name is Albert Bandura, and he lived on what was once known as Earth. His research and theories, such as the social learning theory and modeling, were instrumental during the colonization efforts of our ancestors when they first embarked into intergalactic space. His research took place at the dawn of the first digital revolution, and much of the footage we had was lost during the first great human migration into space. Until now, the Institute of Pre-Modern Psychologists has recently found and digitized with the state-of-art technology VHS the footage from one of his experiments. Ladies and gentlemen, this footage has not been seen in 300 years. Hello, my name is Dr. Bandura. During my recent research, we have uncovered an interesting phenomenon of the human psyche that I like to call modeling. Today I have a demonstration of what our experimental trials have been doing. Boyd?
As you say, Dr. Bandura.
Ooh! Nice one, Boyd! Nice one! That was exhilarating. Now we shall watch how his child interacts with the doll as well. Tanner, proceed.
Gladly, Mr. Bandura.
That's enough, Tanner. We've seen all we need to know. DHS will be calling soon. As we can see here, the child learned his interaction with this doll by how his father interacted as well. For example, if his father had played with the doll nicely, most likely the child would have as well. Now we will. Well, I hope you enjoyed that educational video, because I know I did. You see, Albert Bandura's research has not been seen in person in over 300 years. And that is crazy. I mean, he grew up in an age before all of holograms held everything together. That is history. That is our history. That history has influenced psychology all the way 300 years later. That impact is amazing. Now, as Albert Bandura has influenced us, there was others who influenced him. And it is now that we need to look at those other influences and appreciate them for who they really are. As we learned in the footage we just saw, people learn through observation. And as we learned when we assimilated the colonies of the Intergalactic Space Federation, they are more likely to assimilate if they view the person they are modeling after as similar to themselves. Now it is important that we take a turn to the history that we have been examining and view the history that has influenced Mr. Bandura. Mr. Bandura believed that behavior was learned through observation. He was what we would have called a social cognitive therapist who was greatly influenced by behavior and learning theories of his time. Social learning theory, in fact, began as an attempt by Robert Sears and others to mold psychoanalytic theory and stimulus response learning theory into a comprehensive explanation of human behavior. Bandura, on the other hand, may have inadvertently been influenced by the rationalist tradition from long, long ago. The rationalists tend to believe that reason, in some form or another, provides additional information about the world that our senses cannot pick up on. Kant, a rationalist, argued that while it is correct that experience is fundamentally necessary for human knowledge, reason is necessary for the cognitive processes that it must undergo to become learned. For the most part, Mr. Bandura would have agreed with Mr. Kant, for Bandura believed that behavior was learned from using complex mental processes to analyze one's interaction in their environment. As we have just seen, Mr. Bandura has been influenced by many of those who came before him and had a lasting impact on those who came after. As we move forward, let us remember that we too have the chance to influence the future in much the same way as those who have influenced us.